This is your boy Big Dog Talk Sports. And in this episode, we're going to talk about the great, legendary Dr. J, Julius Erving. So let's get into it, y'all. This episode 1 of NBA Ballers, so we're going to talk about Dr. J. Dr. J, Julius Erving, out of Long Island, New York, man, Roosevelt. He played college ball at the University of Massachusetts in 1968. He played 2 seasons. Had career averages of 26.3 points per game, 20.2 rebounds per game. Dr. J, he's one of 6 players that averaged 20 and 20 in NCAA basketball. Eventually he left University of Massachusetts early. He signed a 4-year contract with the Virginia Squires in the ABA. His rookie season in the ABA, he averaged 27.3 points per game, and of course he made the all-rookie team for the ABA, and he's all ABA second team. Artis Gilmore, man, the great Artis Gilmore is the one who beat him out for the Rookie of the Year. He got the Squires to the Eastern Division Finals, but they was eliminated by the great Rick Barry and the dead New York Knicks. Okay, I got a fun fact. So Dr. J, he was picked first round, 12th pick by the Milwaukee Bucks of the NBA in 1972. If this didn't fall through, man, he would have been on the same team playing with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and the big old Oscar Robertson. But the reason why he couldn't go to the NBA and play for that team is because he was still under contract by the Virginia Squires of the ABA, so he couldn't go over there. All right, y'all. So the Virginia Squires, the organization started going broke, man. That was happening to a lot of teams in the NBA. That's how they eventually, the NBA became like the one dominant pro league. But they started going broke, so they had to trade Dr. J. And next thing you know, Dr. J, he was on the New York Knicks. He signed a 8-year deal, making about $350,000 a year. He led them to the championship in the 73-74 season. And then he led them to the championship again in 76 by defeating the Nuggets, who was coached by legendary head coach Larry Brown. And that was the final season of the ABA. And I got another fun fact. Julius Erving, he was offered to the Nets offered him to go to the New York Knicks, but the Knicks didn't. They turned it down. The Knicks turned down the offer for Dr. J, which is probably the worst decline, of an offer in history of basketball. I mean, they declined it. The Sixers, they offered them around $6 million for Dr. J. That's $6 million. That covered Dr. J's contract and the fees the Nets had to pay to join the National Basketball Association. The Knicks could have had Julius Erving on that team. That would have been huge because, Julius Erving was a box office star. And, you have somebody box office as Dr. J playing for the New York Knickerbockers. I mean, that would have been huge. Not only on the court, but financially, everything, man. And the Knicks, they dropped the ball, man. But that's another fun fact. So, Dr. J's first year with Philadelphia, man, they got to the finals. But they lost to the Trailblazers in 6 games. But that just shows you the impact of Dr. J, man, how great he was, man. His first year on the team, he led them boys to the finals. And that's what the Knicks turned down. I mean, as we know, the Knicks has done they made a lot of bad decisions when it comes to roster and decisions, man, but we ain't get into all that. But yeah, man, he got the Sixers to the finals, but they lost to the Blazers in 6 games. Let's get to 1979, man. 1979, there was a great player by the name of Larry Bird, aka Larry Legend. He entered the NBA, man, and this is when we had one of the greatest rivalries in the history of basketball. I mean, these guys faced each other in the Eastern Conference Finals in 1980, 1981, 1982, and in 1985. I mean, this rivalry was so real. The rivalry between these two guys was so real, man. EA Sports even made a video game called 101 Dr. J versus Larry Bird. That's how big this rivalry was, man. 1980, man, the Sixers, Dr. J and the Sixers, they got to the NBA Finals, but they lost to the Sixers. They lost to the Lakers. They lost to the Lakers in 6 games. 1981, man, Dr. J, he won the MVP. In the 82-83 season, the Sixers, they added the great Moses Malone, who I feel like is very underrated. I mean, people that knows basketball knows how great Moses Malone was and will mention Moses Malone when it comes to all-time great big men. But it seems like he doesn't really get mentioned nowadays, man. All you hear about is Jordan, you hear about Magic, Bird, Kareem. They don't really talk about Moses Malone too much, man. And I think I'm gonna do a video on Moses Malone. He deserves it, man. He was one of the great players of the 80s, for sure. So I want to talk about Moses Malone in the video. I don't know when I'm gonna drop one, but I'm gonna make one. He deserves it. But when they got Moses Malone, man, they got them over the hump, and they end up beating the Lakers in the championship, and they wiped the floor with them. They swept the Lakers. They won 4 straight. They won the championship. And then after that, man, Dr. J, he had 4 more seasons in the league. He remained an all-star. Then eventually he retired in the year 1986. Dr. J, he was a all-time great dunker, man. He won the slam dunk contest in the ABA. In that dunk contest, he was going against players like Artis Gilmore, George the Iceman Gervin, somebody else I need to do a video on, David Skywalker Thompson. He was another great player, man. And you had Larry Kingdon as well. Dr. J had a great storied career. He was an NBA MVP. Before he got to the NBA, he was a 3-time ABA MVP. He won 2 ABA championships, and he got 1 NBA championship. So he was a great player. He dominated in both leagues. One of the all-time great small forwards the league ever seen. Some people still may say he's top 5 small forwards of all time. Dr. J, man, a lot of people say Jordan kind of got his style a little bit from him. He got his own twist with it, but you can see a lot of Dr. J in Michael Jordan's game. But tell me what y'all think about Dr. J, man. Like, share, subscribe. Big Dog out.